Being reminded that this song was created to encourage people. This song was created to be a faith soundtrack for someone. So who am I to say, because I'm tired of singing this song every time I go out. This is one of the things that draws me to these places. This may have been the song that helped people to discover who I am. So
to the one word God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Peace and love.
But I can tell you this.
Tell him.
I'm talking to you. Your platform will expand. The step that you made on faith was a complete one, and there were people who actually advised you against it, and they made you feel totally crazy and asinine for stepping out on faith. But God said, because you stepped out on the water, Peter, Jesus said, I'm going to meet you there. And those who are expecting you to sink, tell them they in for a rude awakening. I also see sponsors. Yeah, they're coming. I say, go to sleep at night, because you go to sleep stressed, tossing and turning like, oh my God, is it going to work? Did I make the right decision? Blah, 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 blah. God said, go to sleep. I got you. Now I'm done with that.
Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes?
It's JV.
Who keeps it real around all your folks?
It's JV.
You've been looking and what do you know? Congrats, you tapped into the Vaughn Show. Who keeps you laughing with all the jokes?
It's JV.
Who keeps it real around all your folks?
It's JV.
Another outlook will give you some hope. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Vaughn Show.
Hello, greetings, salutations. What's up? Your boy needs a haircut. This is ridiculous. I mean, what logical human being goes on the TV, the YouTube, the Twitter, the MySpace, the Instagram, the Snap, looking like this? This is absolutely, daughter, you couldn't have told me. You're just gonna let me just be out here like this. Yes, you can rinse your cup out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vaughn Show. It's Javon, and I am so happy to be here, and other people are happy to be here as well. We already have people in the chat. Like, look at Tisha Fowler, like she's so excited for Ruth. Listen, aren't you excited for me? Aren't you excited for Jesus? Why don't you get excited for my co-host today, who I'm so happy to bring in, Dr. Mac. Dr. Mac, how you doing, Dr. Mac?
I am well. Thank you for the opportunity. I do not take it for granted. It's an awesome pleasure to sit on your platform today. You do so much for me. It's my pleasure.
Well, it was my pleasure to bring you on and to have you here and to welcome you on, because you are you are the best, and you have a platform that I enjoy watching so much. And if you don't mind, as we bring in our guest, tell the people just a little bit about Mac Talk. Just 30 seconds. Give them the 30-second preview of Mac Talk. Go for it.
Mac Talk is life, love, and conversation. It's a real talk platform for the collective conversation for the collectives. And we just talk about life, love, and all kinds of things. So nothing is off limits. So tune in to Mac Talk. You will not be disappointed.
And we are not disappointed. We will never be disappointed, but I'm just so happy that you're here to help me with today's show, because I'm excited about our guest today. She's a Midwesterner.
Okay.
She's gifted. She's oily, as they say.
Anointed? Okay. Now she said oily, as they say. I'll take it.
She's just dripping in oil.
Okay.
Olive oil, 100% pure agave.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing, but if it was, that's what she would be dripping in. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring in. I'm so excited. Ruth G is what I call her. What's up, Ruth?
Hello, how are you? Listen, the agave oil had me cracking up.
I'm just saying you're oily.
Not the Pompeii that every church has, but the agave oil.
That really
Oh,
expensive
with a little
stuff.
sweetness. I love
good
it.
stuff. That's that good stuff.
The
Top
stuff-
shelf anointing.
Right, top shelf anointing. That's that oil that is over in Specs, but like not away from the alcohol because it's a spirit, right?
Is it the Holy Spirit though?
It's the Holy. That's what I was getting to, Ruth. That's all I was trying to say. Listen, the people are so excited because number one, I get someone to agree with me, super anointed. We've got Miss Dorsey on the line, who, by the way, is the greatest communicator of all time, but that's for a different situation, a different subject. She's the best. And we're just excited. We are so excited to have you here. Now, normally these interviews get like, I'm crazy. I'm certifiable. I've got issues. I got problems, got to still working on me.
Oh, this is going to be great. So am I. So
yeah. But I had to bring in Dr. Mack because she's like for real saved. Like she preaches, she loves him from the bottom of her whole heart. From the bottom of her whole heart is a sentence that I just made up, and I want to put that in the song. Can we make up a song, Ruth, called "From the Bottom of My Whole Heart"?
We sure can. Why not?
We have a segment of this show, and we're going to talk about the bottom of my whole heart in that particular section of the show.
Now, let's do it. Freestyle is the way to go. Sometimes that's when the best music comes. Just
I love a good freestyle.
And it's gonna have that beat to it. Oh, I'm ready for it then.
I mean, if that's where the spirit leads you to go.
Okay, we can do it. We can do it. Is it a choir song? What them claps from back in the day? Is that
from the bottom of my whole heart? I'm a
He gave me like Ricky Dillon vibes. That was like Ricky Dillon vibes. Yeah, Ricky Dillon vibes.
That's Chicago right there.
That's straight Chicago. Yeah. Little Bridget Hurd on the what's the one out of Atlanta with that really good oil on her? Shorty Doo Wop about Yay So Tall. Oh my God. She
Are you saying
I was thinking Tiffany Boone?
No, you're talking about Marika.
Marika.
Oh,
Marika. Oh goodness! From the bottom of my heart. Okay, wait a minute. Sorry,
she's gonna get you already. Oh, she's gonna get you for that.
We have gotten off track already, but people are feeling that from the bottom of my whole heart. Yes, big vibrato. Big. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth is here, and we're going to bring this ship back on its rudder. I don't know. My words are not where they're supposed to be, but Ruth is, and I need people to truly get a glimpse of who you are. So my favorite part of the show is where you get to tell people, who is Ruth G?
Ruth G is I'm pretty relaxed, laid back person. Who pretty much sleeps, eats, breathes music in some kind of fashion. But I am a regular person. I love the Lord with all my heart, from my whole heart. See, it's catching on right there from the bottom of my heart. But I just a little bit of background for me. I am from the Midwest. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, but now I reside in Houston, Texas. I've been in Houston since March of 2006. And what brought me to Texas was to delve deeper into my music ministry, music career. But back home, I went to a small church that I love with all my heart, Gospel Temple Church of God in Christ. I grew up Kojic. And I was blessed to do a lot within the church. I used to work closely with the Clark sisters and did a lot of original song presenting. I don't know if you guys ever remember what you know really about Kojic, but we used to have this thing called A Song Is Born. under Dr. Maddie Moss Clark, and I started out with a youth choir under a lady named Iris Stevenson, teaching youth songs to the youth, and a lot of my original compositions. And as I got older, I started teaching original compositions to the adult choir, and so that those opportunities allowed me to do a lot and to sing with a lot of different artists and to produce and. Basically, I'm kind of like a melting pot of different things. I love cooking. I love gaming. Like seriously, I'm a chef. I do private dinners for people. I also bake. I do life insurance policies. I play. Basically, I'm the worship director at a really amazing ministry here in Houston. It's called First Metropolitan, and it's a beautiful, beautiful church. We just built a new church, and we're having a great time over there. I love so many things. I love people. I have some really, really. I don't have a whole huge crew of friends. I'm very protective of myself, if that makes sense. I'm in this industry. You have to be, because you just can't be out there all willy nilly because everybody ain't right. So my circle is small, but I feel good about who the Lord has surrounded me with. Musically, I've been doing this since I say I connected with music when I was 5 years old. And I'll give this real short story because a lot of people ask, how did I even get started in music? I was on a bus trip. My mother used to sing a lot of the Clark Sister songs, and she would, we were on a like a trip to go see her band sing. They were covering like all the Clark Sisters. You would have thought they were the Clark Sisters. Well, they thought they was the Clark Sisters. So anyway, on the bus there was a radio, and the song came on, and like I said, I was 5 years old, and I began to sob. I just started crying and crying and crying and crying. And so one of the kids went and got an adult that was like, Ruth is back here crying like crazy. And so the chaperone came back and said, why are you crying? You know, did somebody hit you? Did somebody do something to you? I was like, no. And there was this one part of the song that every time it came to it, it just evoked something in me where the tears would not string. And so when we got to the venue, the chaperone went straight to my mother because she met us at the bus and said that, hey, Ruth was crying for whatever reason. So my mom was, you know, she got that angry face. She came and she knelt down in front of me and she said, what happened? You can tell me, you know, did somebody hit you? Did somebody do anything? And I said, no, ma'am. She said, what happened when you started crying? I said, this song came on. And I said, and there was this part of the song that every time I went to it, I just felt something and I just started crying. She's like, so you're not hurt? I was like, no, ma'am. So her anger face went to pure like joy and kind of pride. And she said, I know what it is. She said, it's in you too, just like it was in me. And I didn't know what that meant at that time. But as time went on, I realized that the Lord had put something in me, that I was anointed from an early age. And I don't say that like in a cocky, braggadocious way. I just knew that the Lord had an oil on me. And by the way, the song was "Time Will Reveal" by DeBarge, and it was the one part that part, and every time it came to that, it was something that's just like I lost it, and so that's where my love for music and chording and gospel-y, jazzy chords developed, and from then it just really took over me. And I also come from 3 generations of female musicians. My great grandmother was the pianist at her church. My mom was the pianist for church. My grandmother, and so it's here now. So, but that's just a little bit about me. And I just, like I said, I love the Lord and I love what He's given me to do musically. So it's a little taste of, I guess, what I'm about.
That's some really good information. I guess you said that you don't want to be braggadocious. What's wrong with being a little bit of braggadocious about how good God has been to you? To be able to cook, to be able to sell insurance, to be able to be in such a prominent place. Listen, let me brag about just being able to get to and from work every day, and I'll be bragging. So I think that's really an amazing testimony that you have.
Thank you for that. I'm, when you're raised in church, you're always raised to don't get the hot, it says let other men praise you, so you don't want to come off a certain way. So that's one of the things that actually a lot of people talk to me about all the time. They're like, Ruth, it's okay. Enjoy what God has done. And I do. I really do.
Yeah.
I do.
I usually brag on myself because it takes people too long to get to it for me. So I just go ahead and just take the lead because I mean, either you're gonna lead or you're gonna get out the way. So I go ahead and take the lead on bragging on myself. I'm amazing.
I love it. You are amazing.
I am. Listen, Ruth, I didn't have to wait for you. You saw what I did there? I didn't have to wait for you. You see, Dr. Mack didn't jump right in like, yeah, Javon, you're amazing. You're great. You're awesome. Nope. If I was waiting
You're
on
absolutely
Dr. Mack,
amazing. You're
I would
absolutely
still
amazing.
be
You're absolutely amazing. Tag
And-
me. Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game.
Tell her what you got, Dr. Mack.
Okay, here's my question. I heard you mention about Dorinda Clark Cole. I absolutely love her. I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, born and raised in the Metropolitan Spiritual Church of Christ. So I grew up singing with the Voices of Tabernacle. So the Craig brothers, James Cleveland, I grew up in all of that. So with your song, Shine Your Light, and I heard that Dorinda, it made her want to dance. How do you feel about having that influence on such a major artist?
It's crazy because she was here a couple of weeks ago, and so my goddaughter, she Dorinda reached out to me. She said, hey, I need a makeup artist here. She's like, who do you have? So I was like, I have my goddaughter. She's like, well, y'all come to the hotel, hang out with me. And so I had already talked to her earlier that week about reviewing the song, and so she's like, sure. So where she was going to do it online, we ended up doing it together. So the video is actually on my Facebook page, right? Excuse me. And so after she listened to it, I let her hear, and the song wasn't even finished yet, which is crazy. I let her hear the video from the background session. And so as she was listening to it, she was just like going in. She was like, this is fire. So after she got done listening to it, we did the video and it was so authentic. And she started singing the song, during shine, shine, shine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She said it brought her joy. She's like, instantly, she immediately felt happy. And that's what nearly every single person that has listened to the song has said the same thing. They said that
absolutely,
either they were down or they were tired, and after they listened to it, it gave them energy. So towards the end of the interview with her, I was just like, thanks, Sister Dorinda, for listening to it. And I said, and I hope you all, enjoy the song, that it gives you strength and lifts you up. And she leaned over and she said, it really uplifted me. She's like, because, I needed that. And so that was like a beautiful, beautiful moment. And it doesn't hurt to have Dorinda Clark Cole to support your song, and the industry has been so kind. Gene Moore, he did a video about how he felt about it. Kathy Taylor, several people have reached out to me in like major artists, and I'm an independent, but and they're like, the song has really, really blessed us. And so it's crazy, because I've dreamt about things like this my whole life. I'm 47, so I've been doing music for.
You look great. I thought you was 25.
That's so funny. You for rew, Dr. Mack?
You look great. You look great. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much. But I've been doing music. I've been writing songs, and in fact, the first song that I ever wrote was on a recording. I wrote it, and they had all these other songs, and the producers that they brought into St. Louis to do the project. I was like, well, here I have a song, and they're like, she's a kid, whatever. And so when I gave it to the producers, they was like, put this song on the record. And so I've been doing it for a long time, but I've also been through the industry to where, I don't know what y'all know about the gospel music industry, but I've had
oh yeah, I definitely know.
So I've experienced a lot of where it almost caused me to walk away, because my heart has always been pure towards the music, but when you start getting into the other side, then it can become a little bit dark. But God has kept me through all of it. And I couldn't be more grateful for the whole journey. It's been crazy. But like with this song, even like with some of the other songs I wrote, I released 2 songs in 2021 with Todd Delaney. One song was called The Cure, and the other one's called Jesus the Answer. And they did really well. But and this is a part of my testimony. I was disobedient in the songs because the Lord had told me years ago to produce my own songs. I've had recording after recording, bringing in some of the most heavy hitting musicians because I didn't have the confidence in myself that I could actually play. And I was always comparing myself to other musicians. And all the while some of these same musicians are saying to me, oh my gosh, you're fired. You're amazing. Oh my gosh, you should do your own music. But it was, you let the devil talk. He's going to talk. So,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
I was just like, okay, this time, God, with this song, and I put out several songs, but like I said, everybody else was producing it. I said, okay, this time, God, I'm going to be obedient. I produced everything except drums because I can't keep a beat. I can play drums, but it would have been, I'd still be recording the song if it was up to me doing drums. But so that's the only thing that I brought in. And so it just seems like from that obedience, God has just really put his hand. He was like, okay, now we can talk because now you're doing what I told you to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that scene like in Houston? And how are you being received in Houston with your music?
Houston has been really beautiful to me. You have your ups and downs wherever you go. And they say a man is without honor in his own country. So, sometimes people are like, well, how's St. Louis? Have they been? My hometown has been just as supportive, just as loving. And Houston is like, I call that my second first home, if that makes any sense. Because I've really, really been able to, I fell in love with the city so deeply. And they have just really gotten behind the song. And even the invites and stuff, I don't do a whole lot of invites because my schedule really hasn't allowed me to. But everybody has been loving. They treat me like I'm from Houston. When they talk about Houston artists, they always include me. And I guess after 18 years, I'm a Mo Texan at this point. But
I like it, Mo Texan.
I'm
I
a
like
Mo
it.
Texan, yeah. So. But they've been beautiful. And the music scene, I mean, y'all know everybody can sing. The custodians at churches can blow here. You're in the city of Kimberell, Kathy Taylor, Moore, Yolanda Adams. I mean, everybody's here. Some of the best songwriters and musicians. But I have received nothing but love in Houston. So God is good.
Awesome.
I need to go back to something you said earlier, and I'm sorry it took so long for me to get back here. And someone even mentioned it here in the notes where they said that she can cook. Now, I can eat. When Ruth is in the kitchen cooking, what does Ruth like to cook?
Eating is a ministry.
I have a lot of, so if you ever go on Facebook and look at Ruth's Culinary World, that's my so I do baking of all kind of different cookies, crazy cookies, nothing's normal. I have one cookie that's called a hurricane, and it's walnuts, pecans, toffee, peanut butter, chocolate, and all that in one cookie and caramel. I do sweet potato.
We can order it.
Yes, you can actually, but it would be through me. And I do sweet potato pies, cakes. I've done birthday cakes for different people. Now I'm not one of those Food Network designing. You're not getting that from me, but the flavor is gonna be on point. But I do as far as food, savory things. I can cook a mean steak. I also have a soup company called Ruth Soups, and I do a bunch of different soups. I think I have 7 or 8 different soups. I do lobster gumbo. I do a version of one of the famous chains of, I'm not going to say their name, but when a version of one of the famous chains of Italian food, I do a version of their soup, but it's like, I'm going to say it's a whole lot better. People say it's a whole lot better. I do white chicken chili. I do this corn chowder. It's called the chicken cheesy corn chowder. I do like I do some Daniel Fast friendly soups in January. I'm trying to think what else. It's I do a pot roast soup. And then one of my favorites and one of the best sellers, it's called the barbecue rib plate. So in this soup, I usually do like 5 slabs of ribs on the tender, falling off the bone.
The will of God concerning me.
I chop up the ribs, and then I do collard greens, beans in there, and then like onions. So it's almost like having the full plate in the bowl, and that is definitely a ministry. That is a ministry in your belly.
You know, Mac Talk and the Vaughn Show, we do travel. So I feel like we're going to end up in Houston. And if we're in Houston, we would like to do an in live version of this.
I think we should.
These things. So, because everything that you said feels like it's going to bless my whole life.
Yes.
So we coming.
I'm here for it. Yeah. And
I'm
my smoked Gouda fettuccine Alfredo is amazing. So y'all gotta come for that too.
We're coming. I feel it in my spirit.
Come on. And then I have a plan, prayerfully, to open up a restaurant here in a couple of years once I kind of settle out my music thing, and build up that. I do want to open like an upscale live music, kind of after 5 dinner place. With some of my.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't understand. If I could cook that, then y'all would just have to catch my songs in heaven. when you meet me there.
Meet me on the other side. That's it.
On the other side. Todd, you can have this one. Cece, you can have this one. Ty, you can have this one. I'm in my kitchen.
It's taxing. It's a lot of work.
I bet it is. But I can
imagine.
I'm from Illinois, which is the show me you can cook for real state.
That's funny. I love it.
So
have you been to Lottawater Creek?
Have I been to who?
Lottawater Creek. That's I think it's in O'Fallon, Illinois.
O'Fallon is that southern part of Illinois that you're not really supposed to go to. It's not a sundown, but you don't go there when the sun go down.
I don't go there when the sun is up. And forgive me for all the people who are from O'Fallon that might have just got offended for that.
Shout out O'Fallon. Y'all know what's up.
They know.
O'Fallon, Missouri.
We have an O'Fallon in Missouri, but there's also, and it's not that the O'Fallon in Illinois is bad. It's just East St. Louis, which
everything in East St. Louis is bad.
Is in Missouri. People, listen. East St. Louis is not in Missouri. It is in Illinois. So they just hear the east. Oh, it must be an east part of St. Louis, Missouri. No, it is in Illinois. Now
the only thing good about that area is the Chinese food.
St. Louis Chinese food is the best in the world. Dr. Mac, if you have not had Chinese food,
I have not had
Chinese food too. So yeah.
So you've named 12 things already that I have to have. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the diet. I'm gonna
stop naming it because I got a whole lot more. So
and
I can't wait.
I'm so full right now off of the thoughts.
Listen,
you're full from the thoughts of the food. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Of the food that I'm gonna consume.
It just fell in my spirit.
I'm
eating all of it. Eat all of it. I'm going to.
We are in Dallas. Maybe we can just meet halfway.
It's only 2 hours. I mean,
it's 3.5.
We can go all the way. For this food, we're going all the way. We're going all the way. I don't want her to forget nothing. I don't want her to bring nothing. I don't want to be inconvenienced. I don't want her to bring I want to go exactly where the woman of God needs us to be, so we can sit down. My grandma say, "Sit down," so we can sit down and enjoy this.
No, we don't want to hear.
I'm willing.
We don't want to hear, oh, I forgot the roux. No, you didn't. It's in the kitchen. Go right around that corner and go get
Right
your roux.
around. Rex
I'ma hook
around there and
I'ma
get it.
hook it
Rex
up.
around there and get it.
Y'all come here for real. I'm gonna hook it up for you.
Oh, we come
We
in there for
coming.
real.
I'm telling you, we coming. We coming.
And my best friend, who's also a singer, is in Houston as well. Shout out Gigi Jones. But yes, so we will be there. We will be there. We will be there. We will
Absolutely.
be there. We will be there.
Come on.
And Melissa Bethia. Shout out to my Houston people. Okay, back to music. I'm sorry. I got this. You started naming foods.
I'm sorry. I just you asked.
Back to the music. I am also a writer and I'm a creative. Dr. Mack is a creative, and Erykah Badu said it best here in Dallas that we are, as a creative, we are sensitive about our stuff. I'll keep it holy and peachy. Do you get sensitive about the things you create?
Ooh.
Nobody better tell you that they don't like it.
I'm a guilty. No, let me tell you. So, in the process of this song, to be very honest, I'm so glad you're going here. In the process of when I talked about me being disobedient, a lot of it would be that there would be like maybe one person out of like 200 that'll be like, oh, Ruth, you should bring in another musician to play that. Or it would be really good if you brought in another musician to play that.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, others are like, oh my gosh, we can't play that, what you just did. But it'll be one, and I would let that one get into my head.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like stacks of notebooks of songs that are incomplete because I got into my head, or that voice got into my head. So when it comes to this song, maybe the week before, it was 2 weeks before it was supposed to come out, I'd set the date of August 30th, but I still wasn't done with the song because I had like a kind of a writer's and a playing block.
Mm-hmm.
And so the drummer that I used for the songs is 15-year-old kid from my church. Brilliant young man. And so I was letting him listen to it at the church. I was like, do you want to have your first studio session, opportunity come in to play the song? So I was letting him listen to it. Well, someone that came in and they made a mention, I let them hear the song too. And they were just like, oh man, the song is dope. That's dope. Ooh, so you're going to give it to such and such to let them record it for you and play it for you? And I was like,
oh, wow.
And for a quick second, after declaring to God that I was going to be obedient, and he was talking to me, I was like, I'm not putting this out. I'm not going to put it out because here it goes. But I defeated that demon. I was just, you know what? And I told her, I said, maybe it doesn't sound like, maybe you don't think I'm playing it like as good as such and such. I said, but I gave it everything that I had. But what was crazy, instead of me getting depressed and sad about it, I turned it into fuel, in which I usually don't do. So I know some of my friends, everybody was really praying for me because that's been one of my major setbacks. So I turned it into like the best energy I could. And what I did is when I got home to my little studio setup, everything that was still kind of raggedy in the song that I was about to just almost let go, I went back and literally went through each part and cleaned up everything. I was like, because ain't nobody gonna say that I would not put just as much as all these other musicians that I would have paid to do it. And so I use it as fuel. And so from then it's just like, you know what? Now I feel like I can conquer anything, even though I get sensitive about the music, but I feel like now the sensitivity is more of sensitive to the Holy Spirit and to get it out in the time which God tells you to get it out. Because one thing is I actually sat on Shine Your Light for like a year. After God gave me the first part of the song.
Wow.
So how it even came about, I was in my office at the church and I was going through something heavy. I can't remember. And I heard the first line, just the melody. I just heard da, 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 da. I was like, God, what is that? And then the words came, just that first line, and that was it. I started boo-hooing. I was crying. I was just like, and it was ministering to me so in my office. So I sat down on my keyboard and I just recorded the vocals of the just that one line, no music or anything. So after I did that, I was like, God, what kind of music goes with this song? I was like, what is it? And he was like, it's folk. It's a folk song. I was like, what do I know about folk music? I came from black, no, I don't know about no folk music. So I recorded then the whistle that goes on. I did that first part. And then after that, it was just like I sat on it. I didn't go back to the song. And the Lord kept bringing it back to me. I would hear the melody again. I kept hearing it over and over again. And he kept bringing it back to me. And I heard him just as clear as day. If you don't finish this song, I will give it to somebody else. Wow. And I kept hearing that there's an urgency to get the song done, get the song done, get it done. And so when it came back up again, it was just like almost like God was telling me, this is your final chance to get this song done. And so I just thank God that I was obedient, because it came together, I believe, the way that the Lord wanted to. And I have to share this one part. This is the first time that any song I've written, and it's kind of a confession, I guess. The first time that I wasn't looking for necessarily for if I would get famous off of a song. Because, even in gospel.
Wow. Yeah.
We still want people, any gospel artist to say, oh, it's just from the love of Jesus.
Yeah, even gospel podcasters. I hear you. Keep going.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
The song does things, we just like people are excited about Grammys and stuff. We get excited about the Dubs and the Stellars and even Grammys, because when you work that hard, you want your music to be noticed. And my best friend said to me, she said, with this song, don't have any expectations. Said, because there's something different that God wants to do with the song. Said, don't go in with your mind thinking anything. And that thing just blessed me so much because I was like, okay,
yeah,
if I just go in with an open mind, obviously there's a reason that the Lord chose me to do the song. And I mean it because it's like 13 different genres, y'all. We sat down and we counted. It's gospel, it's Southern gospel, it's Caribbean, it's jazz, it's folk music, it's rock, it's it has a little bit of Zydeco in it. There's hardcore driving like the gospel, there's country, bluegrass, because there's like a whole fiddle, and I got banjo and all kind of different instruments in there. There's 16 instruments that I put in the song. 16. There's a
wow.
Flute.
It's gumbo.
It's like a whole melting pot.
Gospel gumbo. I like it.
Gospel gumbo.
I love it.
Gospel gumbo. I like it.
Yeah, so it's
I made it up right now. I'm just making it up right now.
Why the Lord, I believe he gave it to me like that is because it's supposed to reach. We're a glimpse of heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are supposed to be a glimpse of heaven. There is no white corner. There's no country corner. There's no black corner. There's no Indian corner. So for me, I feel like this song is like a precursor of before the Lord returns and to bring joy to a nation that's been really hurting. I've been talking about the musician world has been hurt so much lately. I don't know if y'all know how many people have died in the music industry, like since May.
Listen,
it has been droves, and I'm not talking about old people.
Yeah.
It's been
young people.
Like just this past week, another young lady born in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all singers, musicians, worship leaders, directors, and a lot of them have been here in Houston and in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that died,
for sure.
Sean Martin, Sean
Martin,
heart, like so it's just like I think people have needed joy and a reason to smile, and I think that's why God chose this time. That's why he put that urgency to get the song out now, because it's a song that brings joy and it brings light to people. And that's what a lot of people, one of my favorite testimonies that this lady from my church said to me, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying it, but I have been sharing it, so it's too late now. But when I let my choir review the song the night before it came out, and this lady, she's riddled with like I think arthritis or something. Like she's young, but like she can barely like walk up the steps sometimes and things like that. So we were playing the song, and I looked over, and she was in a full out jig, like dancing, spinning in circles and all stuff. And all of us that was still there, we was like, with our mouths hanging open. And she texted me. She said, "Do you know why I was dancing like that?" I was like, she said, "I felt good for like," she's like, "It made me feel good." And that next day, she came to me. She said, "Another reason," she said, "your song does more than you think." She said, "While I was listening to it and I was dancing," she said, "I felt no pain in my body."
Wow.
That thing blessed me so much. I said, "So God, not only are you using the song to heal hearts, but you're using this song to heal bodies and to give strength to people." So I'm just like, so it's accomplishing what it's supposed to do. I didn't think it was God initially had chose the right vessel, but he knows what he's doing even when we don't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. This has been an amazing, amazing interview. We're going to be back in about 90 seconds, and we're going to finish up our wonderful interview with Ruth Goolsby. Thank you so much for sharing this testimony with us. Thank you for sharing your music with us. And we're going to wrap up this interview right after. There it is, right after this.
Attention business owners and high-level executives. Is your company's website ADA compliant? If you don't know, then it's likely that it isn't. Companies are being sued right now because their websites are not ADA compliant. Nobody is safe. You may even know a company that's being sued right now because their website is non-compliant. You don't have to be a sitting duck any longer. Introducing Annexus ADA. Our new ADA compliance software allows us to offer you an entire suite of ADA compliance services that won't just put you in compliance, but also open your business up to the $650 billion disability market that you may not be serving right now. Our software is also great for your SEO rankings. Google gives more relevance to sites that are ADA compliant. To get started, first, go to www.anexusada.com. Second, choose the right plan based on your company needs. Let us know who referred you on your form to get a discount. And third, submit your request. Lastly, a representative will contact you to process your request and email you detailed instructions for installation. Your personal representative will walk you through every step. We look forward to serving you.
We are back with the Creative Showcase.
Yeah.
This is the part that I was talking about before, where we're just going to go ahead and just put a song together. So what happens in this segment is that we're each going to sing a line from the song that we're creating. We're going to just do our gumbo style song together. Yes, Dr. Mac, you got to sing something. Now,
Oh, the devil's a whole lot.
Yeah, the whole lot. And nothing but the lot. So
No, I ain't be able to do it.
Is we're going to come up with a portion of From the Bottom of My Whole Heart. And it's a gumbo, so it can be in whatever style, whatever flow, whatever hits you. We're just going to be creative. We're going to showcase our creativity.
She's cracking up.
We're going to showcase
Don't fall for this, Ruth. Please don't.
creativity.
Don't.
Ooh.
From the bottom of my whole heart. Oh, wait, somebody already wrote that. I can't do that one.
Keith Pringle wrote With My Whole Heart. So you can't, Thomas Whitfield. That's the people I grew up with, Ruth. I grew up with that. You can't do that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can't do that.
With my whole heart. With my whole bottom of my bottom of my whole. No, that's not it. First of all, hold on. We got a hater. There's always one that presents itself. Dorsey. So here's what happens, Miss Dorsey. On the Vaughn Show, all keys matter, right? And so we like to go A to Z, and we like to stop at G. And
2.5 seconds. You slide. It's like a sliding scale. You just go.
Right, it's like a sliding scale. So if you like, a real musician will know how to just find me where I am and pick me up and carry me along thy way with her whole heart. No, that's somebody that wrote that.
Yep, it's been done.
Yeah, it's been done. I think you should just leave it to them. Thomas Whitfield and Company. It's a no. You cannot do that. My family are Whitfield singers. No. No.
So then I guess what we got to do with the portion of our final time is just let Miss Ruth just sing us, I guess, a sample, a snippet, a little bit of, I guess, the song that she's already written. Fine. All right. Miss Goolsby, do you mind
play it?
Huh?
I said, could you play it? He said no.
Why do you set him up for this, Ruth? Why? Why do you set him up for this?
You know, I want to take back my question. So, what am I singing?
Whatever you want to sing. We just want on this is the section where we just like the artist to just give us, and normally it's something non-gospel, and it's normally something that they've been like listening to in the car or something from their childhood. We've had people sing Oklahoma when the wind comes sweeping around the plain. We've had people sing Alanis Morissette. We have people do Anita Baker. We've done SWV. I get so weak. And while you're trying to ponder what you're going to sing for us, here's just a snippet of something that someone has done on this song, on this show before. Right here. The creative showcase is where we let you go forth in your talent and showcase to the world what it is that you do. I'm going to ask Keandra to sing the song, but here's the caveat. You can't sing something gospel.
I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I love.
So just something like that. So if I was to sing something, I would be like, you send me swanging from the bottom of my heart. Dun, 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 is what I would have sung. But I'm not singing. This is your moment. So what would you like to sing for us today?
Let's see. I probably will jack up some of these words.
Oh, that's the best way to do it.
I'm gonna do this in
I like it.
Do this in honor of my mom. I will make up a word in a second. So though you don't call anymore, I sit and wait at your window pane. I'm gonna rap on your door. Step on. I think I said it backwards, but I'll keep singing anyway.
But I like it anyway.
For the change, babe, something I'm going through. Missing you
until you come back
to me. Lord, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, until you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. So
from the bottom of my heart, I'm just gonna sing it wait on you, Jesus. Anyway,
from the bottom of my heart, Jesus. That's what I got.
I think that we've just collaborated and made some gumbo. That was fantastic. Ruth, you have
I like it.
I think it was missing
amazing voice.
Sausage or something.
It was.
I like it.
It was missing the gum and the bow.
All I know is that if Miss Dorsey wasn't satisfied and filled from that experience, I can't do nothing else for you. There's nothing else to be done.
You know, that was a little rough. Y'all caught me on a very scratchy day, but it
was great. It was great.
Thank you.
The words went in whatever order. It was great.
I don't even know what I sang.
She said,
"I love it."
Hallelujah. This has been amazing. I am so
absolutely amazing.
I am so grateful that you came on this show with us today. You are fantastic. I look forward to coming to Houston and enjoying to sit at the foot of your table. I will sit on the floor if I have to. I will take off my shoes.
Listen.
And my belt.
You don't need to take off your belt though, because you're gonna need to, have some room.
I'm gonna be the best dishwasher you've ever seen. I'm gonna wash dishes. I'm gonna clean the kitchen. I'm gonna wipe the stove down. I'm down. All those
And
things.
my talent is sleeping on site. I can sleep anywhere. So yeah, just on the porch.
Because he will go to sleep like wherever eyes closed, he'll go.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll sleep on the window pane. Before we get out of here, I need people to get an opportunity to understand, know, and appreciate you. Where do they follow you? Where do they catch up with you? How do they connect with you?
My Instagram is it's Ruth.Goolsby.com. That's the @ ITSRUTHGOOLSBY. It's also the same for TikTok. It's Ruth Goolsby. My Facebook is RNG Music RNG Music, and that's RNGMUSIQ. You can follow me even in with my culinary page, which is Ruth's Culinary World on Facebook as well. And YouTube, it's under RNG Music as well. So yeah, go ahead, please hit that follow button. Help me get my follows up. Follow Jesus first.
Organically. You hear me? Organic growth. We ain't paying for follows and bots around her.
No.
We don't have to do that.
Nope.
This has been an amazing experience. Shout out to my amazing team, Elevate Magazine, Dr. Thompson, to my wonderful producer, Dr. Marquise Jelks, who is just always amazing and ridiculously gifted, and to my amazing co-host, Dr. Mac from Mac Talk, available everywhere. Please make sure you all support these wonderful people. Go to Elevate Magazine, and it's an amazing magazine. This interview will be part of an upcoming publication, so just go there and just enjoy it because it's amazing and it's fun and it's great. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ruth Goolsby. That's Dr.
Amazing.
Mac. For a major portion of this show, I have been Javon of the Javon Show.
For a major part.
For a major portion.
Major part.
For a major part of the show. Not all of it, though. At all. For a major part. And this has been the Javon Show. As we always ask you to do, please take care of yourselves and each other. Go follow Dr. Ruth. Go follow Dr. Mac. Go follow Patient Javon. And we will see you next time here on the Javon Show.
Get a little bit